Okay, so what we're going to do is look at this particular assignment here, and we've used Google Stopwatch to determine the double click speed for a series of people, and then we've done the ruler drop. Now this is a distance here, so we're going to convert this to a time using this formula here, right? And these values here have been randomly generated. So what we need to do is to make those so that they are a time, sort of make them values rather than a random number formulated. Okay, so what we do is we just select them and we go to copy, and then we just paste them as values, and then just push enter because that's where we want them. And there you go, it's done. Okay, right, so next we want to do this little formula here. So this formula here is equals, and we take this value here. I'm going to put it in a bracket. Take this value here. Okay, and we divide that by 4.9, and we take the square root of that value, 0.5. Now that's just here. It's using this formula here, and we want to find out what t is. So we've divided s by 4.9, taken the square root. Okay, so then we're going to take that and copy it all the way down there. And that gives us all our values. I just wanted to tidy this up a little bit. So I'm just going to make those 8 and format, auto fit the column width. And I'm going to put all these values here, just in the middle, like that. Right. So now we need to just to graph those. Put them in a chart. So I'm just going to select these values here and go to insert, insert here, and insert a scatter. That's what we want. And I'm going to move that up and over there somewhere. And I'm going to choose that. I like the white or black. Now there's a few things we need to add to this. We need some, we'll have a primary axis title. We'll have a primary vertical. Oh, where did that go? Primary vertical. Yep, that's good there. And we'll also put a trend line, linear, like that there. Okay, I think that's all we need. Now, if we just check out this point here, we'll see that that's 0.32.150, and that's in line 9. So that's the double click speed. In the X position, and the reaction time in the Y. So double click speed here. So let's put that in there like that. click speed, and that'll be in seconds. Okay, cool. And then in here, that'll be the reaction time. And that too will be in seconds. Okay, and our chart title. That'll be double click speed. Versus reaction time. Okay, cool. Now the trend line, I'd like to format that. Format the trend line. And linear, and we definitely want to display the equation. And I think we've got the select and the home there. If I just, I want to make the trend line yellow. So I think that's here. Color yellow. And I also want to make this text here yellow as well. There we go, yellow. And I want to make it about 12. Oops, I want to make all of it 12. 12. There we go. And I'll just bring it down here. So this is our trend line. It's the best mean fit of the data. So this enables us to predict things. So if we want to predict a double click, if we want to predict the reaction time, which is Y, we just put in the double click speed, multiply it by 0.2042 and add 0.1728. All right, and that gives us our reaction time. And we also want to do that a couple of ways around as well. So, yeah, we could tidy this up a little bit, but let's have a look now at if we just bring this back up again here. We want to look at the double click speed of 0.18 seconds. So what would the reaction time be? So I'll put that in here. Double click. Oh, yeah. Oh, maybe here. So, predict the reaction time for someone with a double click speed of, and we'll just put that in there. And we'll just put in here what we want, 0.180 seconds. Okay, so we'll just put this in there. Okay, oh, probably lower case. Okay, 0.18, and we'll just make that 3 decimal places and just put it in the middle. Okay, yeah. So what would that be? Predicted predicted reaction time would be. Now for this one here, we can use a function formula called trend, which actually just predicts the things here. So the known y values would be there. Okay, and the known x values would be here. So that's what we're predicting. And the new x value would be that one there. And then we'll just make that 3 decimal places. Okay, and we'll put that in the middle. And we'll copy that to there. Now, okay, that's interesting. 0.18 would be the predict the reaction time, would be the double click speed, which would be at the top end of our thing there. I think that's, just make sure I've got that right. I'm just going to check on here. So what's double click speed? Yes, of 0.18 seconds. And use your line of best fit to predict the double click speed of someone. Okay, right. So is that correct? And let's just see what our equation tells us, because that tells us that the reaction time is x. So we would go equals 0.18 times 0.2042, yes, plus 0.1728, and that would give that there, and that's just make that 3 decimal places. Oh no, 3. And yeah, that's agreeing. Okay, so I'm quite happy with that. Okay, what I want to do now is do the second part of the question there, just to remind you, which is to predict the double click speed with someone of a reaction time there. So So I'll just change this here. I'll copy both of them. Control C, Control V. And so this would be a reaction time. Okay, okay, and that would be, I think it was 0.22. I'll just check. 0.22, yep. Enter. Okay, 3 decimal places. I'm going with, yep. And the predicted double click speed. Well, it's not actually the double click. I don't know if perhaps that should be double click time rather than speed. Just see what they've said in the assignment. Okay. I guess, yeah, I'll leave them how they are in the assignment. It'll be a double click speed. It would have, yeah. Predicted double click speed would be now. These here will both be in seconds. Both be in seconds. Now this one here, we'll have to do that with the formula. So what it will be, we just got to do the formula. So in this case, we'll know the double click speed is the reaction time that should be the double click speed, shouldn't it? Yeah, I'm just fixing up there. So reaction time. Someone with a double click speed. Okay, so that's all right. So what we have to do here is undo the thing. So the double click speed, the reaction time is the Y value. So we've got that there. So we would have to go equals, and we need to put it in a bracket because we'll be dividing, equals that there, minus 0.1728, and then that will be divided by 0.2042 from the equation of the trend line. And that would be 0.231. Right. And so we need to make that 3 decimal places. All right. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now what I'd like to do is to show these values on the chart that we've got there. On the chart. So they should be shown on the chart. Yep. So we'll just put this here in the middle. Okay. So what we've got to do is say, for instance, this one is the reaction time's 0.18. So, we're not showing any excess values on there, on that one there. What have we got there? Final options, chart design, add chart element, axis titles, axis, primary vertical. That's better. Yeah, that's good. So we're going to plot a point up here at 0.18. And then there will be a point out here at 0.18 to 10. And then a point down here at 0 to 10. But our graph doesn't actually go out far enough. And we've only gone out to a double click speed is our double click speed only goes out to 0.190. So we just need to get our trend line here to go out a little bit. So we've got it at 0.2. And we need to go to 0.2. So we need to forecast forward a bit. 0.2. Oh, no, that's way too much. 0.05. How's that? That's taking us out to, oh yeah, that'll be out far enough, I think. Yep, that's good. Okay, and there's our, let's maybe put that up there a little bit. Yeah, that's all good. Okay, that might be in the way there. And it'll be in the way there as well. Perhaps in over here. Yep. It's for our trend line. And home, we'll make it all yellow. And yeah, okay, it's cool. So that's right. So to do that, what we do is we create here some little X and Y columns. X and Y. And we put those all in the middle. I like middle. Okay, now the first point we want will be 0. And it'll be 0.18. Enter. Oh, and the Y will be 0.18 equals. Okay, so that should give us a point up here. Then the next point will be the X, the Y value will still be 0.18 because it's there. That'll be equals this value here. Okay, and it will be at this this value here. Okay, and then the next one will be also at that value there. Okay, but then it'll be at 0 here. Oh. and then it'll be 0 there. Okay, so just I'm just thinking back to here, we might want to check that. So we predict a double click speed. So if we put a double click speed in there of 0.21, it should give us a double click would be 0.182. Just wonder if I've got that in there correctly. G22 minus 0.1728 divided by 2.042. Okay, so yep, that's close. I think that's good enough. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, if I go 0.211, yeah, it's 0.187. 0.22 is what we were after. Or similarly here, if we put double click 0.231, double click will give you 220. So yeah, I think we're all good. 0.18. Okay. Yep. Right. So now what we do with this here is we add that to the graph, and then we make it a what we call a combo graph. So let's click on here, and then we'll go to chart design, select data, and we'll add another series, add, and we'll just come down to here. This is our X values. Put that in there. And oops, edit more, and this will be our Y values here. Enter. Okay. Now you can see there that we've got our little points there. 0.18. Predict the reaction time of someone with a double click speed of predict the reaction time for someone with a double click speed of 0.18. Okay, I've got these around the wrong way. So that would be 0 equals 210. That's the reaction time. Yes. Okay. And that there should be the reaction time too. Okay. And then this here should be the double click speed. I've just got them around the wrong way. Equals. Okay, and now then you can see there's the points plotted like that. And what we would like to do, well, I'd like to do the same thing for the other one. So let's do that as well. X. So let's just copy this here. So this is Control C, Control V. So let's just copy that from here. So again, that would be 0. And this one here. Yeah, they're all in the middle. Right. So this one here is the reaction time. So the reaction time is 0.220. So that's 0.220. And then you can see that that also goes there, equals, okay. And then this here would be the double click speed, which is equal to that there. F4, we can put it there and then just drag that down there. And then that one there is 0. Okay, and so we could add that one to the graph as well. Add that to the graph. So chart design, select data, and this will be series 3. So we'll add, and the X values will be there, and the Y values will be here. Okay, and then we can see that there. Now, okay, what I'd like to do now is to join them up as lines. And what we do for that is we change the chart type to a combo. Right. Series 1 will be a scattered line. And we don't want a secondary axis for that. Series 2 will be a scattered line. Series 2, and we don't want a secondary axis with that. And series 3 would also be a scattered line, and we don't want a secondary axis with that. So that's, I think that might be it. And so we just go, okay. And there we are, there we have it. Our two little predictive things going either way. So we've got that all there. Now, what I do notice is that, might just move that up to there, but there's a large portion of the graph here has not been used in this axis. So I'm just going to adjust this axis here, and I'm going to axis options and just put the minimum at 0.145. And that just gives a good spread of the data and makes the graph look pretty good. There's a little that's overwriting there, so we'll just pull that over to there. Oh, maybe just a smidgen more. And we could make that graph a little bit bigger if you wanted to. But yeah, that's all pretty good. Yeah, and so now if you change this here to 0.12, for instance, it'll give you the value and it'll show you where it is on the graph. Double click speed. The reaction time would be 0.197, and this one here, yeah, you can change this to 0.2 if you wanted. Okay. And then if you wanted to be absolutely sure, you could make this 0.197, and everything should line up. So let's get it back to what we wanted it as, 0.18 and 0.22. Now there's things that you can do, obviously, to, you know, in the formatting area, maybe make it fit on an A4 page. Yeah, make it a little bit more clearer how these are, that sort of thing. Probably can delete that for now. And yeah, that's it. I'm happy with that. I think that works quite well. All righty. Cheers. Bloody marvelous.